guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to take you through the top 10 coolest jump rope tricks that you should learn this year. These are skills that all of you can 100% achieve with the right guidance and by following the right steps. I'll be sharing tips throughout this video, but for full guidance and tuition, make sure you check out my app Fancy Feats. I cover all of these skills and many more. I'll pop the link in the description. Coming in at number 10, we have overhead swings. I absolutely love this skill because, to be honest, if you learn to do side-to-side swings, this is just something you can do that just adapts them slightly but levels them up and makes them look so much cooler. It's very much like turning a basic skill into a new skill without having to do that much, really. So what you do is, rather than swinging down at your hips, you want to swing overhead. So you start your first swing sort of up by your ear and then swing over to the other side and then open up from there. Coming in at number 9, we have arm wraps. Wraps are a really fun way to level up your jump rope combos, and the arm wrap is the best one to start with. And it's a very easy one to throw into a bit of freestyle if you're just, warming up in the gym or in the ring. It's just something you can throw into your combo. It's very similar to side-to-side swings, but when you go into that first swing, you actually want to leave your hand out a bit to the side so that as the rope's coming around, it wraps over your arm. And then once it's wrapped there, you bring it over to the other side to unwrap it and then do another swing into an open jump. So it sounds more complicated than it is. Once you get this down, it's really easy to do. So coming in at number 8, we have the footwork skill, the X motion. Now, if you've got your side straddles down, this one's not too difficult to progress to. You simply go into a side straddle, and then rather than bringing your feet back together, you actually cross one in front of the other into the X motion position. And then you go back out to the sides, and then ideally, if you can, you want to do the next X motion with the other foot in front. And you can carry on doing these like that. You can even combine these with crosses if you want a challenge. Coming in at number 7, we have the EB swing. This one is a bit cheeky because to the untrained eye, you could actually think someone is jumping the rope with this one because of the way the rope moves around you. It is actually just 2 swings, like the swing, swing, open. But after your first swing, to go over to the other side for the second swing, you actually want to bring your hands on one side behind your back so that you bring the rope over your head and then you swing on the other side with your hand behind your back and then open up again from there. It is a little tricky to get your head around at first, but actually once you do that, once you figure it out, it's a really easy one to perform, and because you're not jumping it, there's very little room for error there. Coming in at number 6, we have the through the legs stool. Now with this one, you do need to be able to jump the rope backwards so that you've actually got something to go into, because obviously a stool is about changing direction. But this is probably my favourite way to change direction. So you want to jump into a straddle position and actually let the rope go through your legs, and then you're going to pull the rope back and bring your feet back together and go into the basic bounce backwards. Now doing this backwards, it's the same thing, except as the rope is coming over your head, going back, you're going to let your hands go behind you to guide it through your legs the other way, and then pull it back out and go forwards for the basic bounce forwards after that. The important thing to note with this one is that it's actually 2 counts to allow for the time for the stool. So as you go into that straddle position, you can actually hold in that position for a couple of counts. So it would be the same time that it would take you to do 2 jumps normally. If you don't, you'll rush too much and the rope will flick up and smack you on the bottom behind you. Why am I so mature? Obviously, all of these skills require a bit of guidance, but this one in particular, the stool, I strongly recommend you check out my tutorial on my app Fancy Feats. I go through all of these skills in a lot of detail, giving you step-by-step drills so you can learn it without getting frustrated. There is a 7-day free trial and the link is in the description. Coming in at number 5, we have another footwork skill, which is the heel shuffle. Now, if you watch my videos a lot, you'll know that I do this skill all the time. It's probably one of my most used footwork skills. It is just one of those skills that once you get it down, it's really flowy, really easy. It's basically a combination of a high knee and heel tap. So you're gonna do on your right foot, a high knee, and then on the next jump, go into a heel tap. And then on the next jump, pick up your left knee. And the next jump after that, you place your left heel in front of you for the heel tap. You're saying high knee heel tap on one side, high knee heel tap on the other side. And when you do that continuously, it's so flowy and so fun. Coming in at number 4, we have the switch cross. If you're no good at doing your crossovers on both sides, then this skill is going to really show you up. With this skill, you want to do a crossover with one arm on top, obviously. I tend to find this easiest when you start with your dominant side, but I don't know, people might be different. You're going to immediately, as the rope is coming over your head, you're actually going to switch straight into a crossover with the other hand on top. So it's a very quick movement. You have to be so fast with this, and it really does take a lot of perseverance and practice. But as I said, do check out the drills on my app. And now we're going into my top 3. So these are the 3 skills that I think you guys should set as a resolution to learn this year. So number 3, we have side steps. This is a really fun footwork skill that involves heel taps, but in a slightly different way to how you might have done them already. So what you want to do is you're going to put your feet together for the first jump, and then you're going to lean out to one side. So if we're going to the left, you're going to heel tap with your right foot. And if you're going to the right, you're going to heel tap with your left foot. You're always heel tapping with the foot that's away from you. A really fun way to perform this is to do your jump with your feet together, jump out to one side, feet together, and jump out to the other side. With this, you do want to keep your weight on the same side that you're going to. Left foot on your left side, right foot on your right side. You want to make sure that that heel tap is a heel tap and you've not got too much weight on it. Otherwise, you'll lose that feeling of jumping to the side. And coming around to number 2, we have the 360. This is another one. If you watch my videos a lot, you'll see that I love a 360. I can barely do a combo without throwing in a 360. But once you've got it, you'll realize it's much easier than it looks. With this, you want to jump sort of 90 degrees in the direction you're going to go before you go into the skill. So you sort of jump that way, and then you're going to swing the rope in front of you and sort of follow it and jump another 90 degrees so you're facing the back. And then as the rope goes under you for one jump backwards, you're going to jump another quarter turn. You've now gone 3 quarters. And then as you do your final jump, as the rope is coming over your head, you want to let it go over your head, a bit like a rainbow, I always say. And then you're going to jump that, doing one more 90-degree turn back to the front. This is another one. Again, I've got loads of drills for it on my app, Fancy Feets. But you really want to look at that foot placement and make sure you're getting around enough on each jump. You can breathe on your And coming in at number 1, of course, we have the Mick Release. And yes, it's pronounced Mick. I know it's spelt Mike. It's not actually named after a microphone. It's named after Mike Fry. And it comes from when he did a skill which was actually called the Mook TJ. I don't want to go into too much detail about that. I do have another video that you should check out with Mike Fry, and he talks about the origin of that name. But anyway, back to the Mick Release. This is such a popular skill. It's that viral skill, isn't it? When my videos go viral, it's the thing that everyone is talking about. Wow, how can she release a rope like that? How does she release the handle and then catch it again? And here's the thing, it is actually easier than it looks. It hasn't got much to do with whether you can catch or not. So if you're not very good at catching things, don't let that put you off learning this. And it's all about actually just understanding how the rope moves, being able to feel the rope move through the air and control that loop once you've let let go of the handle. So it's more about the launch, letting go of the handle, and the rotation than it is about the catch. Because if you get those things right, after the rotation, you bring your hand back to the side, your handle should be in the right place for the catch. When I started my jump rope journey, I always looked at this skill and I thought, I'll never be able to learn that. And it was only when I actually had a bit of a beginner's injury when I started from doing too much too soon that I was like stuck with things to learn. And the Mick Release is a great one to learn when you're resting your legs. You've definitely got to try it, even if you think it seems impossible. And my app, Fancy Feet, has a step-by-step guide that will get you doing it. That concludes my top 10 skills to learn this year. If you enjoyed that, make sure you give this a thumbs up. And if you manage to do any of these skills this year, make sure you tag me across all my socials. I'd love to see it. As I said, you can download my app Fancy Feet. The link is in the description and there's a free 7-day trial so you can learn all of these skills. I strongly recommend you also join my Facebook group For the Love of Jump Rope by Lauren Jumps. On there is around 7,000 members who are really engaged in helping each other. People are posting their own videos to encourage each other and share tips and tricks and what they've achieved. And it's really inspirational. I'm there helping people and answering questions, giving tips on videos that they share on the group, and others are doing the same as well. So it's really handy if there's anything you want help on or guidance on, or if you just want to sort of lurk and you want a bit of inspiration. So I'll pop the link for that in the description as well. I think that's everything. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you did in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. That's a wrap, innit?
Did you say subscribe?
No, it's not everything. I didn't say subscribe. Subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll be giving you my tips. Did you think I said tips?